So I'm outside looking at the front yard, and I wanted to point out the way that I think the water is going to drain across the property. It looks like most of the water that hits up here is going to run towards the house, and the water out here is going to run towards the house and potentially be hitting right about here by your planter. The sidewalk is or walkway is sloped towards the home as well. And this is sloped towards the home. So any water that ends up on top of this walkway is going to come towards the home. Some of it's going to go in the planter here, which is a problem because you're going to be holding moisture right next to the siding here with all the mulch that's here. And then if the water overflows, it's going to overflow to underneath the little porch slab here, which is open on the bottom. And is a dip. It's difficult to see. I'll add some pictures, but it goes down and there's an open space underneath it, which would mean that water that comes through here will get stuck underneath the porch and have to dissipate either directly into the ground or into the basement from there. So that's one issue with the way that water is draining. The other is that because of this sloping towards the house, there's a berm that's been built up. That berm is over the siding here, which is a problem because it'll hold moisture. Any moisture that gets in there, it'll hold against the house. But then the other issue is once it gets to the end here, it's going to go in those cracks by the stairs here and just make its way up against the house and sit in the soil there. So that's a concern as well. And then with all of that, you also have your downspout that drains right next to the house here. So I have some concerns about moisture entry into the house as well as settlement of the foundation from the amount of water that looks like it's probably coming towards the home. And you can also have wood destroying organism issues where termites or other wood destroying insects or organisms, fungal and otherwise, can get onto the wood that would be right behind the siding here. So those are some concerns that I have. I would talk to an expert about grading or putting in some type of drain before the water gets to the home, potentially something across here that would move water to the far side of the home and out before it becomes an issue and comes against the home here. So those are my thoughts on that. Like I said, I'd recommend an expert on grading and water management to look at this and come up with some suggestions.